some sugar, less coffee. Check out the progress I've made so far since last time. Trying to get it lined up. Trying to decide what I'm doing next. process drawing am I doing next? What up, what up, what up? You go, you draw, man, you're the best. Thanks, man. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for popping in to check what I'm doing and show your love and support. Much appreciated. You draw like a gangster, yo. I'm trying out slang. How's it working out for you so far? The slang, I mean. I'm a gangster artist. I like it. I think I'm gonna have a steak for dinner tonight. Are you jelly? Nah, not jelly. I had steak for dinner last night. Suck it. And some venison. Some steak and some venison chops. Springbokkie vlees. If I must be honest though, the steak was better than the springbok. Your accent is way too posh for steak. For slang. I don't know why I said steak. Steak on my mind. What is a potato pom-pom? Steak with barbecue sauce and potato pom-poms? Because you're crazy? What is a potato pom-pom? Because I had like boiled potato, whole boiled potato with my steak and some garden salad with feta cheese. And I sliced up my steak and I salted it and sweet chili sauce on the potato. Next time I'm butchering to 3 I'm making venison chops. Enjoy. Where are you from, Milton? Ulu District, South Island of New Zealand. Amazing. So cool. So it's like, what, 3 o'clock in the morning? I am in the Republic of South Africa. Western Cape, Eden, South Africa. And the time is like 1 o'clock or 10 past 1, something like that. It's 11 at night actually. I'm going to have tea at midnight. Nice. So you haven't even had dinner yet? That's part of South Africa I have heard of from a few people. It seems to be a pretty cool place from what they describe. Damn straight it's a pretty cool place. It's probably the most beautiful place I've ever seen. Like, I've been to Zimbabwe and Mozambique and Botswana. I've seen the deserts, the tropical forests. Nothing is quite as magnificent as right here where I am right now. Victoria Falls was pretty close, but still not quite. You literally just got home from hanging out with Victoria. Hopefully Victoria didn't fall. Welcome, welcome everyone. You live in a subtropical rainforest 3 hours away from glaciers. It's a beautiful place. I'll give you a run for your money. Okay, cool. You're on, bro. I will send you some footage and some photos. And you send me some footage and some photos, and we see who's got the most stunning backyard. Stunning back door. Long tour. Welcome. Milton says I got videos of me playing with my dog in my backyard as some of the first on my channel. Okay, nice. I'll have a look at your channel. I haven't checked out your channel yet. I remember I told you I would, but I haven't. But I didn't mean like the actual backyard. That's my back door you're talking about there, long tour. Careful. Only I will use that back door, thank you very much. Only I will look at that back door. You don't recommend your own channel because you're not the most politest of people. Ish. Well, I'm gonna check it out anyway. But if you want to seriously grow, maybe don't like discourage people from checking out your channel. If you're gonna be a rude mofo on your channel, then own it, you know? Be a rude mofo and that'll be your niche. By the way, thanks for joining us, Long Tour. Thanks for chatting with us and keeping us company. When I say us, I mean me and all the demons that live here and all the dead people, all the ghosts, and the gods and goddesses and the hordes. It's mostly me making fun of my friends for the hell of it. They do the same to me. It's in the name of good fun. Do they also post it online on a YouTube channel? Joseph JD, and a few of them have a channels, yeah. I'm not mentioned too much there, however. They all have interviews with me, I think. Okay. It sounds cool though. How long have you guys been doing this content creation thing? Me, I started last year, September, I think. I think I started mine 2 or 3 years ago, before the first lockdown in my country. Okay. I'm asking all of these things, you know, out of curiosity, so that I can statistically, strategically analyze your channel when I check it out. Compare myself and my growth to you. You know, all that shit that we're not supposed to do. kidding. I'm not so insecure. Maybe I was earlier on, but like not anymore. And by earlier on I mean decades ago. It's all nearby. It's all short relatively. On a cosmological scale, everything is soon. Everything is nearby. You would need a team of psychiatrists to analyze my channel. Well, that's exactly what I am, you know. I am referring to us as we because we are a team of psychiatrists. I'm kidding. Well, anyways, what are you doing? That's a pretty picture. So basically, I'm just drawing. And I'm just filming it. That's like basically what I'm doing is I'm drawing and filming it so that I can go back and time-lapse it when it's done. And then I'll use that time-lapse to make a Facebook ad and a Twitter ad. And then I'll sell custom portraits like this. But I think I'm gonna make it like a regular. I'm not gonna stop doing these live sketching films, videos or whatever. When I'm done with this portrait, I'm gonna do 2 more, and then I'm gonna start doing like nightbird NFTs. So all nocturnal birds, owls, that kind of thing, and then minting them as NFTs. I do try to encourage as many people to get on this platform as possible. It's really hard to convince them that you don't get negative feedback, except maybe once or twice a year. It's pretty fun. But what else, like what other benefits are there to getting onto YouTube? Because I wouldn't just encourage anyone to get onto the platform. I would like give them, I'd only recommend it if they were interested in content creation, and then I would say to them, well, what first of all, what's your niche, and you know, what value are you offering to people through your video content or whatever content you're going to create. Because your methods and your marketing strategy, everything is going to be built around the type of value and the type of content you're going to create. And then to engage people's interest, you know, I'm looking at it very much from a perspective of someone who wants to turn it into, who wants to do something with it, you know, it's not just for laughs. Someone who wants to establish a name for themselves. You meet all sorts of awesome people. Seriously, all my friends online I've met through it, and honestly I've met some pretty awesome people from literally every walk of life that I can imagine, at least. So you mean just like for networking purposes and for like social purposes? That's a very interesting perspective. Have you tried out Twitch, Milton? Because Twitch is very much community based. They've got all kinds of community building tools, and yeah, the idea of having multiple content creators or multiple streamers interacting and collaborating and assisting each other's growth and sharing viewers and sharing audience, that's something Twitch endorses and encourages on their platform, which is literally the only advantage that Twitch has over YouTube. But it's a pretty neat advantage. It's a pretty neat feature that they've got going there. The community focus is really neat. So I'm on Twitch right now. I'm live on 4 platforms actually. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch. Warning, this will slow down your viewer count. Be careful about the online communities that subscribe to channels to raise the subscriber count. Normally good people, but it does for your channel. It does for your channel down. I think, yeah, it seems an ignorant comment, so I'm not gonna respond to it. They only saw your channel down by not watching. I don't mind it. I actually quite like it, but just a warning, it's really good at your channel growing too quickly though. Yeah, I find that if my channel grows too quickly, then I lose all of those subscribers. But I'm talking about Twitch. When I was talking about community functions and shared audience, I was talking about Twitch, not YouTube. But there have been days where I stream and then I make like 10 new subscribers, and then within a week I've lost that 10 subscribers and more. So I hear what you're saying about slowing your channel down and not actually, yeah, they're not actually watching. You tried Twitter once, you personally only use YouTube, Skype, and recently Discord for social media? Okay. Why? Twitter's not a place for you? Each to his own, you know. I personally feel like I just adapt. There is a certain aspect of me, there are certain faces that will prosper within the different platforms. Like there is a part of me that can express itself on Twitter, there's a part of me that can express itself on Discord, and so on and so forth with all the platforms. But yeah, when I pick up a new platform, like when I started Twitter, it was discouraging and overwhelming, and I kind of wanted to quit, but it only took some perseverance to discover how I could express myself on that platform and what part of myself wanted to be expressed through it. Just some food for thought. And there's also, you know, if you're gonna do social media and you're gonna use it as a creator, then you don't need to be on every platform. You know, you can accomplish whatever it is you want to accomplish with any platform. It can be overwhelming to try and maintain multiple social media like profiles across different platforms all at once. It can be overwhelming. You can spread yourself real thin. And that is me speaking from experience, as that's what I do. I'm on as many platforms as I can. You're pretty fun to hang out with when I'm cooking, man. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me while I draw and letting me hang out with you while you cook. It's fantastic. So is Victoria your girlfriend? My only goal is to have a good time and help people. That's pretty noble. Yeah, I don't feel like my goal is all that different. Maybe a little bit deeper. I want to give people access to everything that they need to follow their dreams. So I give what I can now, which is guidance and advice and company, encouragement, recognition. And I also give them the little advantages that I've got. The metaphysical advantages, the ability to remote view, mediumship, reality shifting. But I'd like to give them more, you know. And my long-term goal is to have like a content creation house, or like a community hall on this property here and various properties. Then people can like intern, they can apply to come and intern. They can apply to become residents, and they'll be interns for a little while, and I'll watch how they use the resources. So there will be food, there will be like agricultural projects going on, artistic projects, there will be studios for recording, for streaming, internet access, power, water, everything a person needs. And then like we'll observe them and see how they make use of the resources, and those who actually use the resources to accomplish something, they will get residency, and they'll be allowed to use the dorms, and they'll be allowed to stay and come and go as they please and use the resources to their whatever, as they see fit. And you know, when they're actually able to establish a career, then they will have to start paying like a little rent to continue using the facilities, to continue using the like organization tools and power and lodging. But yeah, they can, once they have something going for themselves, they're welcome to leave and go and rent out a place or buy a place, and they don't have to pay anything unless they want to show some kind of appreciation for the efforts that have been made. Is that A5 paper? I've been doing A3 personally. A5 is fun for magical symbols, I will admit. So yeah, it's an A5 paper, and I've only once done an A3, twice. A5 and A4 is my standard canvas size, for now anyway. Quartz Creations, welcome. Nice to have you in the chat. Good to see new faces. Milton says, sorry man, Elizabeth. We're talking about Victoria all day. I meant to say Elizabeth. Me and my wife were just reminiscing the old member berries. Quartz Creation asks me, who am I drawing? I'm drawing Aziza Azura. So here, you can check her out. Famous artist. Double streaming, multi-streaming, yes. Quadruple streaming. Streaming on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Twitch. Did I say YouTube? Yeah, across a bunch of platforms. You'll pass? Okay, cool. Welcome to pass. Welcome to pass me some sugar, because my coffee has no sugar in it. A3 is a big step up from A4, but if you're doing cartoony or comic book stuff, well, the style is actually just awesome. Yeah, that's basically it. I've got like a couple of comics that I've like one page comic strips, and the A5 works really well for that. And then A4 for a little bit more complex pieces, something that's, you know, like a scene. Draw a whole scene on an A4, and I have like drawn scenes on A3 as well, but why don't I do that more regularly? I don't know. It takes long. It takes long, and sometimes I feel overwhelmed by it. So that's why. The YouTube gang is the best. All the other ones are just second rate to the afternoon YouTube. Lol, I'm a troublemaker. I disagree, to be honest. YouTube has its benefits and it has its drawbacks. Like, I have encountered a fuck ton more spammers and inauthentic troublemakers on YouTube than I have on Twitch. But Facebook is the worst when it comes to spammers and like childish, immature individuals. That's Facebook in a nutshell. YouTube, almost there. It's getting there. Not quite so bad. And then Twitch is just full of entitled mofos. They're so entitled on Twitch. Oh, you're not a sexy girl opening your legs, then fuck off. That's Twitch attitude, basically. It's difficult to find the diamonds in the rough, the people who are actually prepared to receive value or recognize value when it's offered to them, and even more rare to find individuals who are prepared to offer some kind of value in return for the value that they receive. And yeah. I thought I made it too tender, but literally perfect tenderized steak, like the perfect texture. I'm proud of myself. Amazing. It's not always that easy. Not always easy to cook a steak to perfection, so well done. Enjoy it though. So you were hanging out with Elizabeth, so does Elizabeth live with you? Sorry, I won't ask you to type while you're eating. So I'm trying to like create an average in my head of the people who I've encountered who are like legitimately, you know, authentic, legitimate people that I've encountered on the different platforms, to try and see which platform is where I found the most. And so YouTube and Twitch are probably equal in that way. And the other platforms, they're all useless. All of them, all the others, useless. Not a single shred of authenticity there. Yeah, entitled people are just target practice for me to see how much I can make them angry. It's hilarious. You're really doing the world a favor by boiling them. Yeah, I'm glad we've got people like you who are boiling the entitled mofos and the trolls and all that. Because that's, you know, that's not really how it's not the frequency I want to encourage on my channel. I'm about creation. Chilled, impenetrable. A star, basically, you know, like the sun, a burning mass of flames. It just burns so freaking hot. You can chill and you can experience the heat. You can be inspired by it. Or if you can get too close and you can get burned to a crisp. If I ever fail at cooking a steak to perfection for Elizabeth, it wouldn't be the worst way to disappoint her, but it would hurt. So Elizabeth likes her steaks then. I think I'm gonna start gaslighting the Twitch viewers who come in. They're like, oh, you're streaming across multiple platforms? No, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Then who are you talking to? I'm talking to you. Just gonna gaslight them. Me and my wife don't live together, but we still hang out pretty often. We're giving the whole living by ourselves that thing you do. Actually, we both enjoy it, to be honest. That's very interesting. It's quite beautiful, to be honest. Especially that it's working for you guys. You know that both of you agreed on it and both of you like the idea, because that's rare. Oftentimes it'll be one partner or the other that wants to make a change or a shift, and the other one not prepared to compromise. That's how it usually works. Elizabeth likes good food and I'm making her good food. Okay. To be honest, living together only really worked when we had Victoria in the picture, and it was mostly because she liked it. So, okay, so was Victoria like your daughter? Is Victoria your daughter? I thought that coffee was finished, and then I saw in the video that there's actually still coffee in the mug. The best thing about living on my own, as I'm not woken up by Elizabeth's weight, especially when she's changing weights. So she gets up early in the morning and does weightlifting, hectic, and then she changes weights and it's clang clang. Okay. But who's Victoria? Elizabeth, Victoria, and I were going out since we were kids. Unfortunately, Victoria is no longer with us. That's very interesting. Three-way relationship. And then you all lived together. And then now is Victoria dead? How did she die? You didn't kill her, did you? Is she buried in the backyard? Shame on you, Milton. Oh, was it Elizabeth who did the dirty work? Ish. It's always the quiet ones, eh? Oh, you're using text-to-speech. No stress. I'm still understanding what you're saying. I'm still figuring it out. So Elizabeth is with you right now. She died from blood poisoning when the three of us were about 17, to be honest. That's quite a headfuck. Yeah. Did she get some kind of infection? Broken limb. I didn't kill her, but I've had no relationship with the entities I use to spray with as a result of it. I see. So you feel like it might be related to those spirits. You're probably right. If your intuition indicates that, it is wise that you distance yourself from them. Yeah, I don't like to talk too much about death and death magic and all of that, that whole frequency or that current. Not publicly, not privately, not online, not offline. I'm very wary about how much I discuss on that topic. Actually, Victoria has a grave next to the guy that taught us ceremonial magic, Master Lawrence. I don't do ceremonial magic anymore, but he was a very good man. Okay. So tell me a bit more about that. Like, what was it? Her death that distanced you from ceremonial magic? I'm basically just curious as to why you let it go. I only know some very basics of ceremonial magic, and I only went there into the ceremonial aspect of magic to find certain tools that I was missing from my practice. A small 2 and a scratch on her leg, and that was enough to give her blood poisoning. Shit. So you can check this weird ass scar here on my... I don't know if you can see it all that clearly, but basically this was a little scratch from a pig, and it turned into a massive infection. It was like an infection of flesh-eating bacteria, and yeah, the doctor told me I'm gonna lose my hand. They're gonna have to take it off before the infection gets to my blood. I was like, what the fuck? So I started bathing it in salt water and packing it with comfrey and it took quite a while to heal, but it did come right. It did heal. But there was a point where I knew I had to take action to heal this thing. And it was more than just like physically applying balm and soaking it and whatever. Like there were decisions I had to make, and I realized that at a certain point that this is a life or death decision. If I go to this location, it means living. It might be the most painful thing ever to have to like live and go to this event despite the infection in my hand, but to stay at home means death. Lol, it changed spray to spray, to be honest. Entities foreseen only really works in a temple setting. Anyway, well, in the capacity I was using them. I see. I don't know what spray to spray means though. But I understand what you're saying. The entities that I worked with in that situation, in that scene or frequency, they only work within the temple setting. You know, that kind of makes sense. The whole point of the ceremony is to like shift your state of awareness, your state of consciousness. That's the whole point of the ceremonies and the rituals. So then when you're not in that ceremony state of being, then yeah, when you're not in that altered state of awareness, then your magics don't really work. Well, I'm not speaking from experience when I say that. I'm just speculating based on theory, the theory of magic. On a bigger topic, I have to think of a way to make fun of my friend in Ireland. She's been one up on me too much lately. Well, good luck, you know, only you would know. I could only give you advice if I knew her. Could only help you brainstorm if I knew her. That's not necessarily true. I'm sure that my scrying waters could tell me something that you could use as ammo. Here's an idea, Milton. Like, it's not something you have to take too seriously, but I just want to suggest it. You know, satire. Satire against world events and the upper 1% and the tweets they make and the, you know, like Hollywood and Johnny Depp being in the news, and then satire towards that whole empire of delusion. That would be some interesting content I would watch for sure. After a ritual I did, the gods walked away, and I walked away from them. Too much hate, not with each other, but the circumstances and the kind of people don't recover well from... that got heavy. That one's a bit difficult for me to follow. I understand the frequency of feeling a lot of frustration and resentment towards circumstances and how that could influence one's practice. But the kind people don't recover from well, that got heavy. That one I struggle with a bit. I was trained as a very powerful seer, and now I have no interest in knowing my own future. That's why I put the ceremonial stuff behind me. I see. I have my suspicions of why I lost interest in doing ceremonial magic, but I really don't know. I don't mind helping others learn about it. I spent a fair bit of time in the day doing that. Okay. Take up new beliefs and practices according to what serves you, and let go of practices and beliefs according to what serves you and what doesn't serve you. And then, do you mind if I ask you why you got into the ceremonial magic in the first place? Were you at some point very keen to know your future? It's 12 and I haven't bothered anybody on Skype yet. How do I strike true terror into them if I don't annoy them at all hours? I just realized I'm 11 minutes behind. 11 minutes behind on the stream. Hope I didn't miss anything important. I skipped forward. So basically the only thing important that you might have missed is me asking you why you got into ceremonial magic in the first place. You're really skilled at drawing. It will take me over a week to get that level of detail and add another week for just to starting how to draw it. Now, if I sit down and draw focused, I'll finish a piece in like 12 hours. And that's a complex piece, like a tarot card. A whole tarot card. This one I've been drawing for a while, because I only do it for like an hour to 2 hours at a time. But thank you for your recognition and your compliments. I didn't know Master Lawrence was Elizabeth's grandfather at the time, but he pulled me off the street when I was 16 and I just moved out of home. And I had my own place. I wasn't in a bad situation. I see. That kind of makes sense. And then the ceremonial practice just came as part of that, Joel. As part of that deal. I didn't know it at first, but he recently got custody of Elizabeth, and Victoria moved into my house shortly after due to her stuff. That's when we started dating. And then at what point did Elizabeth get involved in the relationship? Before that, we were just really close friends. You and Victoria. Well, all of you. It's an interesting reality you come from, Milton. Very interesting. And I wonder, what year did this all take place? How old are you now? I suppose the ceremonial magic came as part of the deal. Lawrence saw that we needed something to learn, and